We have No Place Like Home, Milk and Honey, and we have TikTok. Nice. You guys can see this without me having to lift it up. Nice. Maybe just a little bit shift. Just a little bit. How about that? Yeah. All right. Now, what we have here is you being confident in yourself, you being able to express yourself, how you feel about someone, how you feel about the person that you're with, being able to have a comfortable environment around you, comfortable people who you're comfortable with, surrounding yourself with people who you love. Okay, and understanding that everything happens in due time, not necessarily being in a rush for anything, enjoying the moment for what it is right now. Okay. Now, what connects you and this other person together is the fact that you have baggage. Both of you guys have baggage. Relationships, no relationships, whatever. You know what I mean? It applies to both, clearly. But everybody has baggage. But the whole point of what connects you with this other person is the fact that you guys leave the past where it belongs, which is in the past. And it's about starting over with a fresh slate. Again, seeing things from a new point of view, a childlike point of view, where things are innocent, where things are, like I said, lighthearted, but enjoying the moment, enjoying each other's time, enjoying your own time, connecting with people and enjoying their time. Okay. Whoever this specific person is, like I said, it's enjoying the moment and understanding that time is precious. All right. So let's go ahead and clear that out, my dear Aries, and let's get into the tarot spread. Okay, hold on, let me shift over a little bit. All right, so we're going to lay out the cards first, go over them after. Current situation, we have Five of Pentacles. For your challenge, we have Six of Cups. The action or advice you need to take to overcome the challenge, we have the Page of Swords. Hold on, push that up. The lessons that you can learn from one another. So between you and this person, we have the King of Cups. Male or female does not matter. How they feel about you, we have the King of Wands. There you go. And the outcome, we have the Tower. That's still your energy, Aries. Because the Tower is ruled by Mars, which also is the planet that rules you. So, for this spread, current situation, we have the Five of Pentacles. Okay, so somebody's feeling like they are on the outside looking in. Someone's feeling like they're being left out. Okay, this could be you, this could be the other person. But either way, someone's feeling like they're wanting to understand the other person. They're trying to understand the other person. But no matter what, they just feel like they're getting the cold shoulder. Okay, where the challenge comes in is focusing too much on past memories. All right, with the Six of Cups, yes, this is all about soulmate energy, yeah, blah blah blah, but this is also about nostalgia. This is also about looking back at things in the past, like your childhood or your childhood friend or whoever you had very good fond memories of. So your challenge is to get out of that, not necessarily get out of that energy, but like look back at the past, appreciate what you got from it, the lessons you got from it, how it shaped you, doesn't define you, and move on from it. How you overcome that with the Page of Swords is being upfront, not holding things in, not internalizing things. You know, it's like I said, it's good to look at the past, but at the end of the day, it's either you reach out to someone that you need to feel, that you feel you need to reach out to, that maybe you felt like they left you hanging, so to speak. You know, they didn't really give you an explanation. They could have just ghosted you. But this is also a love reading, so the energies can go both ways. You could have ghosted them as well. But some of you guys are feeling like you had good times with someone, but ultimately at the end of the day, you just felt like either there was no understanding, there wasn't really good communication, there was no stability, and there was no it was just, like I said, you just felt like they just left you hanging. The action with the Page of Swords is to reach out to that person, be honest with them, speak your mind, Regardless of what, speak your mind and come at it from a new perspective. Don't come at them how you usually come at them. Okay. And this is for singles too. This could be somebody from your past that you're thinking about, that's been on your mind recently, that's been weighing heavily on your mind recently. With the lessons that you need to learn from one another, you have the King of Cups. So this could be Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio that you could have been dealing with. You could have been dealing with anybody, okay, male or female, whatever, what have you. But ultimately, at the end of the day, with the energy of the King of Cups, it's all about having compassion, being able to listen to the other person, understand them, being empathetic, okay, loving them, you know. But the thing with the King of Cups as well is like, they don't necessarily they don't necessarily display their emotions on their sleeve, but they do feel, and they feel deeply. So it's just like whatever you have going on internalizing, whatever you're feeling deeply about, don't just move on and feel like, oh, okay, this person left me the way they did, so on and so forth. No, you need to address the issue. How this person feels about you, they feel like you're all about you. You know, they feel like, you know, with the King of Wands, male or female, doesn't matter. Ultimately, at the end of the day, you know, you're confident. They understand that. They understand that you're energetic. They understand that you like to be on the move. They understand that you don't like to stand still. They understand that you're passionate about things and that you want to go after what it is that you want. But at the same time, it's a two-way street. They want you to see them too. Okay. And with the Tower being the outcome, this is where at the end of the day, you can internalize all you want. But ultimately, what's going to happen is the universe is going to step in and it's going to crumble that foundation because it needs to be rebuilt. So for those of you who feel a certain way when it comes to a relationship because of what happened to you in the past, or your past relationship or recent relationship that you're no longer in, that's all going to change. Your outlook on that is all going to change. Those of you who are in a relationship, when it comes to, you know, understanding the other person and vice versa, that's all going to change as well. This is aggressive energy. This is where, you know, egos have to be put in check. This is where, you know, things are a little bit too askew. They're too, it's just a breaking of the foundation. It's just a rebuilding. Things need to be rebuilt because clearly somebody is not understanding the other person in this relationship if you are in a relationship. Okay, let's pull out some clarifiers. You can see these, right, without me necessarily having to pick them up. Okay, let me utilize my room for what I got it for here. Let's scooch that way and that way, and yeah. All right. Excuse me. So for the Five of Pentacles, clarifying that, we have the Seven of Wands. Somebody has their guard up. Somebody is defending their position. So it's kind of like feeling like you got shut out, feeling like, you know, the other person's not letting you in, or you don't feel like you want to let the other person in. You're putting your guard up. Others of you, it's just like you're defensive. It's just your defenses are up. Okay. Let me get one more. Why is that? And we have Justice. There's no balance. There's no equality. Things aren't fair. Things are not balanced in the relationship. And those of you who aren't in a relationship, it's like you need to find your balance. You can keep going and going and going and keep busying yourself with other things, other people, so on and so have. You get what I'm saying? But ultimately, at the end of the day, you still have to face the truth. You still have to face your emotions. You still have to face the facts. Establish the balance. Your guard is up. Some of you guys are guarding your heart. You're guarding your emotions. So you're not letting that out to whoever it is that you meet or you're going to meet. Okay. Now, as far as I know, my card placement is kind of iffy, but as far as the challenge here, clarifying the Six of Cups is the wheel. Moving forward. You're not moving forward because your emotions is still stuck on whatever you had in the past with that person. With them, whether you're with them, whether you're not with them. With the Page of wand, excuse me, with the Page of Swords, clarifying that is the Page of Pentacles. So yes, again, the action that you need to take is you need to address the issue. You need to reach out to the person, and you need to initiate a conversation that's going to put you at a place where you feel grounded, where you feel okay, where you feel like, you know what, I don't feel like, you know, I was just left out. Now I have a clear understanding. Now I know where I stand. Okay. My emotions aren't necessarily blocked off anymore. You need to let that go. All right. Get the clarity that you need. Go to the other person, talk to them. So that way you can establish a grounded foundation. You can ground yourself. Stability. There's that balance. Okay. Now, as far as the lessons that you guys need to learn from one another, we have the King of Cups. Clarifying that is the Four of Cups. Some of you guys could be dealing with a, I don't know why I blanked out, a Libra. You could be dealing with a Sagittarius. You could be dealing with another fire sign like a Leo, Sag, what have you. You guys could be dealing with the water sign, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. Everything is here. Aquarius, Gemini, everything is here, so it doesn't matter. All right. So clarifying the King of Cups, we have the Four of Cups. So you need to understand when it comes to you too, as far as the lessons, it's understanding of what you have and not appreciate what you have. Appreciate what you have and don't take it for granted. It's not about getting to the point where it's just like, you know what, this person's shutting me out. Now I'm discontent. Now I'm moving on. No, the lessons that you guys need to learn from one another is digging deep, going within and being able to express your emotions, but being able to do so from a place of compassion, not necessarily a place of aggression, not necessarily a place of depression. You know what I mean? So it's like you need to establish that balance before you approach the situation. Now, with how they see you, with the King of Wands here, we have clarifying that the Eight of Cups. So they feel like as soon as you don't get things, as soon as things don't go your way, you're ready to move on. You're ready to walk away. You're ready to step out. Not necessarily stepping out on them, but you're ready to just keep it moving. And you give them the cold shoulder. And with the Tower, clarifying the Tower, is Judgment indeed. Some of you guys could be dealing with a Scorpio. Judgment is ruled by Pluto, which is the planet that rules Scorpio. Ultimately, and how many major arcanas you have here? 1, 2, 3, 4 major arcanas. But ultimately, with the Tower being in the outcome, yeah, at the end of the day, nobody's making a move. There's too many defenses putting up. There's too many guards being put up. Your guard is up to the point where it's just like, you know what? You need to establish a shock, like out of nowhere. That's that energy with the Tower. It's aggressive energy that comes out of nowhere and you're not expecting it. And that's the same thing with Judgment. It's like you can't control this. This is just something that is going to happen. This is something where, like I said, the universe is going to step in and make it happen. It's time for a rebirth. It's time for a change. How you look at relationships, how you deal with the relationship that you're currently in. It's time for a change. That has to happen. Okay? Let me just get one more. And once that happens, that's when that wish fulfillment comes. That's where your dreams do come true when it comes to being happy and being with the person that you enjoy their time. So it's like for those of you who are in a relationship, you know, whatever's happening, you have your guard up and there's things going on where it's just like, it's not a balance in a relationship. There's not an equal give and take. And it's just like you both have egos. So it's just like you got to let that go. You have to let your egos go. Yeah, things were good before, but it's just like things are changing now. You have to be aware of the change. This is what the wheel is all about. This is change. This is karma. What goes around comes around. Understand that. So the past was the past. Leave that where it is. Focus on fixing the present. Focus on healing yourself. Focus on letting your guard down so you can open up and let somebody in. You know what I mean? Get clarity on whatever happened in the past with your past relationships before you move on. Don't bring your baggage with you. These are two separate readings, but I do refer. Clean it up. Okay? That was the connection in the oracle spread. Clean it up. Do not take your baggage with you from one past relationship to another. What connects you in that oracle reading, what connected you in the other person, is the fact that you can let your past be exactly what that is, the past. So don't go into the mode of looking back at it too much and establishing, a kind of aloof or pessimistic point of view when it comes to your relationships or your relationship.